500 day trade set up for today. So yesterday we got a pretty big bar to the downside. We got our downside move. It came very late in the day, but it came nevertheless. However, what has transpired is we do have a moving average crossover here, and this is a 20 and a 50 EMA crossover. Okay, so some people refer to that as a golden cross. We bounced off the 150 again. This is the 150 EMA. Oscillators are not giving much information at the moment. Okay, however, there are a few scenarios that are transpiring at the moment. And firstly, the level that we bounced off, I think, is something we need to draw into the charts now. Okay, you can see the interaction to the left, quite a lot of interaction off this level. So this area of 2835 is what we need to pay attention to. Okay, so that's the first scenario. Second scenario is, do we have some sort of a head and shoulders here? A lot clearer on the Dow, but there's shoulder, head, shoulder. All intents and purposes, that is a lower high. However, I'm just going to do this. So if you look to the left, there was a trend line there. We broke it, we tested it, we've tested it, we've tested it. I would say that that trend line is fairly significant at the moment. Okay, and then we have this trend line, which is basically, we've had a third touch on that. So 1, 2, 3 touches on that. Okay, so head and shoulders, consolidation pattern. Okay, my feeling on this is it's a consolidation pattern, and we're going to just clarify that on the 3 hour. So that level there is important. Clearly that level up there is important. So 29.51, you can see 3 touches on that. Okay, and now if I start adding a few other levels in, you'll see same scenarios. What's on the Dow? We have the potential for this being a range. Okay, this trend line here on the 3 hour is pretty much holding. We've got a bounce off it. We've got an engulfing. That's a bullish pattern off the trend line. So don't be too surprised to see this thing bounce at least up to this area and test 2900. Okay. The other thing that did transpire yesterday was we had this range break here. So basically 3 days in the range, and then going into the close, well, actually right at the close, we broke down and range target was hit. Okay, so looking at the charts at the moment, there's not really anything that's transpiring at the moment. This does interest me for a long. We are off a level here, so we're using it as support. It's a trend line that's using a support. It's just time of day, which is a concern to me because we're in the Asian session right now when I'm doing this video. So I'm waiting for the European Open to see what transpires. See if we can maybe get a retest of this level, form a double bottom, and then break of structure will get me long on this market. So for now, let's sit on hand until I see structure. What I do want to do is just quickly get down to the 15-minute. Based on sort of yesterday on Monday's data. Yeah, so based on Monday's price action, where we had the sell-off into this area here, I was fairly bearish and looking for an opportunity to move to the downside. What I didn't expect was a move all the way back to test the highs here. And that's what transpired. And then we had the sell-off. Okay, so this sell-off here was the first warning bell. But one of the things, I was first long on this market, and let me just get to the hour so we can just show you. I know some of you knew I'd taken that long. So there was the triangle. We got the break. Okay, came back for a retest. As far as I was concerned, this was a retest. got in for the long stop below here, got stopped out pretty quickly, and then the real move happened to the downside, which was that triangle break to the downside. So just just goes to show that triangle break the upside. We're moving up, consolidate, break. That is a bullish signal for most people, and a lot of people have their stop down here, and that's exactly why you've got this acceleration bar here, because I wasn't the only one that saw that and jumped in on that trade. Okay, so this would have triggered all the stops that were sitting here at 2,900. Okay, so don't get them all right, but it's always a good idea just to review whether your decision making is correct. And as far as I'm concerned, my decision making here was correct. There was a triangle break. I waited for a retest, and a retest for me can come back into the triangle. Doesn't necessarily have to be up in this area. It can come back, and so long as it creates a higher low, and you can see there's my higher low there. So if you come back to the 15-minute, okay, there's our break, there's our retest. Okay, even if you put a trade in up there, it would have been triggered. We'll stop below that. Alternatively, looking off the 150 here, trade up there, stop there, anticipating that it's going to move and immediately get taken out. Okay, anyway, that is what it is. So at the moment, what I would be looking at right now is watch what happens down here. Okay, so 28.35 is what we need to pay attention to. Pointers watching it now. Wait for the European Open, and wait till you get some structure. As soon as you get some structure, there will be some trades here. Now, what structure are we looking for? The first thing is this fractal here. So we're already through it. Come back and hold it, or come back and test the lows. I'm assuming we're going to come back and test the lows. The question is, was this just, why was the sell-off? And probably the fears of the market opening. But then a couple of days ago, market's opening. Yay, everybody's happy and we move to the upside. Now the reality sets in, the markets are actually opening. Economy is not the market. And now all of a sudden, investors are scared and selling off. There's a lot of fear in the market, and I think you need to just take cognizance of it and be very careful not to be caught up in all the fear. Okay, so I'm still of the opinion that we are consolidating. Whether it is a bigger triangle consolidation or a range consolidation, we are still consolidating. And there is going to be a break one way or another. And it depends who you listen to and what macroeconomics and microeconomics that you're paying attention to. But there is merit for move either way. And our job as retail traders is really just to get in on the move and trade the move that we see. So we want to go with the big boys. We don't want to go against them. Okay. So, yeah. So I think for me at the moment, this is just a wait and see for a bit. If we do get a double bottom on this area here of 28.35, I'm definitely interested in longs. Okay. If we do get below 28.35, I want to see, so if we get this kind of move here, I want to see a retest of that level, and that retest needs to hold so it turns it into resistance, and then I'll take that short, because that will be a fairly strong short to the downside. Okay, but until that happens, this is a range, and I'm looking for a move to the upside. Okay, and what I'm actually looking for is at least a move to test the bottom of this range breakout here. So that is 28.99. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's my view on the S&P today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.